Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Raid Shadow Legends. And in today's video, I want to talk about my favorite game mode. I want to talk about Cursed City. Now, I know that this is something that's not something that you unlock right out of the gate in Raid Shadow Legends. It does require you to be, I believe it's account level, I want to say 50. I think it's 50, 55. It's somewhere around here. Like, it does take a little bit of time. You're probably not going to get there until about month 2 or so. But it just reset, so its new rotation is here. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about why I like this game mode and also some more details about that. But before we get started with today's video, I do want to remind people that if you haven't started playing Raid Shadow Legends, what are you waiting for? You download using the QR code in the top right or in the link in the description down below to get yourself a free Legendary Eleneril and 2 free Epic Tagore and Ugo at account level 15 and 30, and that's not all. Because if you use the promo code Supreme6, you will get yourself a free Legendary Supreme Galax still until the end of May. But do remind just a reminder that you have to use these promo codes in the first 48 hours of your account. So that should be your first promo code before you get started. So let's get started with the video. And let's get started with Cursed City. So these are on like monthly rotations. Same with Doom Tower, right? But they're like essentially 3 weeks apart. I guess to spread out the content a little bit so that there's different resets happening at different times. So Doom Tower will be in about a week's time. Cursed City, just to reset. Now, this is more advanced. Like, in terms of how difficult and challenging it is, it can be pretty challenging. And it's a very wide roster game mode. But this is kind of why I like the game mode. Because it gives me something to chase. It gives me something to work on all the time. Because I always need more characters for Cursed City and specific characters to tackle. And one of the things that I think is the most interesting and compelling that I've not seen, well, at least in the games that I've played, I've not seen, is these double bosses. I think they're absolutely wild. In fact, that I'm not even sure if I'll necessarily be able to clear these. And so the restrictions on Cursed City is that different. It's basically a sandbox mode. Before we get to the boss, you know that you start at the beginning here at C1 down here in Cobble Market, and then you work your way through these different nodes. You can choose which nodes and there's different pathways, and you can choose which ways you go. There's a couple of different sections. There's 2, 3, I think 5 sections for the little one here. 5, I guess, kind of like, yeah, about 5, right? You know, there's quite a few nodes. In total, there is 101 stages on each map. There is a normal and a hard mode version, so lots to do. And then when you complete the 3 boss nodes that are specifically this one over here, and then I think, where's the other one? Over here, and then there's a third one. Where's that one? Over here, I think. Yeah, so once you get all 3 of these keys, then you can do Amius the Lunar Archon. Now, I have not killed him, but I'm not even 4 months in. This one actually looks a lot better in terms of my characters that I could use. I might actually be able to give it a shot this time, but not today. And so, you know, there's restrictions on what characters or what factions that you can use. And I actually think I might have a reasonable team. I actually have a lot of my own characters that I can use here. Like, I have at least like a dozen 60s that I can use for this. So I might actually be able to give this a decent shot, but I won't be doing that here in today's video. And then, you know, if you once you're able to or not do as many of these nodes, there's always a hard mode. So I can just start from the beginning again. You know, basically use these characters here. You know, I'm not going to do it right here. And then I make my way through Cobble Market again. But there's tons of rewards. And I think that's why I really love this game mode, is because there's so much refreshing rewards like on a monthly basis. Also, this is how you're going to get yourself a mythical free-to-play. Now, it's going to take some time. Like, I haven't made a ton of progress myself. You need these 500 candles to get Carnage the Anarch, and I know that this is probably going to be very difficult. I've only seen him a handful of times. I think he's still pretty rare in terms of how many people actually have him, but the fact that it is available for you to get... Why is he not transforming? My game freeze? Wait, does he... Why isn't it... did I break him? Anyways... so you can see all the rewards. You get lots of different rewards here. Now, you need to do the hard mode stages in order to make progress to get these 5 candles. But basically every month, you're right, you can get candles towards Anarch. You're going to get a lot for doing hard mode Amius, and I don't even want to think about that, frankly, at this point in time. But if you can do even things like 6 Awaken stages and like 25 or 50 stages every single month, then, you know, that's going to make you slow progress towards being able to get him unlocked eventually. And I want to talk about these Awaken stages because that's where kind of like these ones here where red stars come into play. So you can see here that there's a red star requirement, and basically you need to have that many red stars to be able to do some of these nodes. And these are pretty important because they'll give you additional bonus state, especially here, clear 6 and 12 awakened stages for the candles. These are things that you're going to need to get if you want to get towards chests. And then the cursed chest on normal mode is going to give you additional rewards in here as well. So some good stuff all around, just tons of extra resources, which is why I love it. So I want to tackle this boss and just see, it's Cobble Market. Hopefully I should be able to do it. We'll find out. Magma Dragon and Ice Golem at the same time, I think is absolutely wild. In terms of what characters I have, I'll be honest, this doesn't look very good, but we're going to give this a shot anyways. I'm using some level 50s in here, so Ice Golem can be a little bit challenging. So let's see. We're going to focus, I'm going to focus on Magma Dragon first, actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over there, use lovely Fabian, thank you, but I'm going to try and put down an attack down over there on Ice Golem. And then I guess I can turn bar rewind him. You can't turn bar rewind dragons, so I'm not going to try. I'm not going to bother with that. And we're going to go over here. I think you can taunt it. Yeah, you can totally taunt Magma Dragon. So that's quite nice there. Can I stun anybody? I got this guy. I haven't really done a lot of stuff with this guy, but, I honestly, I forget his name. The Dwarf Unity guy that I pulled. I'm almost there. I don't quite have the time to build him up yet, but I'm pretty close. I have him up to 50, and I got some gear on him, but aside from that, I hate Ice Golem still, and I forgot that I do need to make sure that I kill those minions, but I haven't really done that yet either. I want to see. Let's just put on auto. I'm gonna primarily target Magma Dragon over here, just because I don't think I need to really decide on my actions that badly here. I'm kind of outspeeding them a little bit here. Gonna go over there, gonna do some AoE damage. I'm actually surprised how much damage the Ice Golem boss is taking, even though I'm not really doing a lot of damage here to him. Actually, I should have put that over. I forgot. I think he's immune to burn, so I shouldn't have done that on auto with Geomancer, but that's okay. He's gonna take a turn here. Why did I not get a burn on him to begin with? I don't know. That's weird. And then there we go. Magma Dragon's down. Now, this seems really easy, right? But this gets a lot harder depending on what two bosses are put together. It can be a really nasty combination. But I think that this just brings a different element to Raid Shadow Legends that I really haven't seen in other games. At least the ones, like, again, the ones that I've seen, the ones that I played. I think it's really cool. I think it's a really great idea. And you can kind of take a look at the map, actually, once we finish this. And you get some really good rewards for doing these doubles. You get, first of all, you get 3 pieces of random drops of Merciless or Supersonic, a 9-piece set there. So some real 9-piece sets are amazing. So I really like that. But if you just take a look at some of the harder levels, right? You get over down here, you get a hard mode Fire Knight with, I forget what this is, like Nether Dragon or something. It's a different dragon with the summons. And then you get, I hate this guy, Scarab King with Spider. And then you get some crazy combinations. You have some of the other bosses in here as well. Iron Twin Fortress, Sand Devil's Necropolis. Over here, you got hard mode Ice Golem and Nether Spider. It's just, it's like all of your nightmares come back. But it's just, it's challenging. It's fun. I think it's fun. Like, and it's something to work towards because, not everyone is going to be able to do every single note. That's just unless you have a completed roster, you've basically completed faction crypts for every single faction. There's going to be, some nodes that are going to be challenging because of the restrictions placed on them, right? Not every one of them are going to be good. So I think that's just something I can do every single day. Some stuff that I can work towards. And I think that's the best part about this and why I enjoy that. There's some really good rewards here. So 5, this one here, take Morag out, put Commodus Dark Smile. Why do I always forget his name? And then, who's that? Take that person out there. And then we'll just do that. Should be fine. Start on auto. Now, obviously, Cobble Market is super easy, so I could pretty much auto this at this point. But it's, you're doing 3, most of the nodes are 3 waves. The bosses, you go right into the boss. So it's not like Doom Tower where you have to kind of build up to the boss. There is some wave clearing here. So it is going to prioritize like nuker type champions. If you got some good one of those in your faction, that's going to really help. But some of them can be more specific. In normal mode, it's usually just factions, but on hard mode, it can be like spirit factions or force factions. And so it really like narrows the focus a lot more on hard mode. Normal, I don't think does that much, but there's a lot more restrictions on the hard mode, which can make it very challenging. And I just love the amount of free resources that you get for doing this. So one of my favorite things, and I just want to remind people that this exists, because some people kind of don't really notice this or don't really spend too much time looking at this. The other thing that I want to let people know about that, sometimes an advanced quest, did I do it already? Yeah. So down here, you can see clear 2 stages in the Cursed City. I want to remind people because I actually did not know this when I first started playing, but if it asks you to do that, you can just repeat a level that you've already cleared, and it doesn't take a key. So you can just do this, do level 1, like the very entry node, you can just do this, clear it 2 times, and get the advanced quest done. It is so important that once you get this unlocked, that you start getting this in your advanced quest. And I didn't understand at first that I could just repeat some of the older missions to get that cleared. I thought I had to clear 2 brand new missions, so or brand new stages. So you don't have to do that. I just wanted to kind of give people a public service announcement about that. And yeah, that's just a little bit of an overview about Cursed City. I'm not going to be going too hard in other videos about this. I just wanted to talk about it because it just refreshed recently, and I'm having a lot of fun having some extra things to do every day in Raid Shadow Legends, and I'm just having an absolute blast of the game, and I want to share my joy of it with you guys. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Of course, before we go, I do want to remind people that if you haven't started playing Raid Shadow Legends yet, what are you waiting for? Because if you download using the QR code or in the link in the description, you can get yourself a free Legendary Eleneral and 2 free Epics, Tagore and Ugo, at account level 15 and 30. And don't forget to use the promo code Supreme6 to get yourself a Legendary Supreme Gallic. Just make sure you use this within the first 48 hours of your account. So that's going to be it for me now, everyone, and I'll see you guys on the next video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.